The hardest part of a literature review is learning how to synthesize the information that you've read instead of summarizing it. In this video, I want to explain exactly what the difference is between synthesizing and summarizing with examples so that you can get the best mark possible in your own assessment. So we all know what a summary is, kind of. But in technical terms, a summary is where we take what we read and we reduce it down in size into our own words, highlighting what the main point is. So when you synthesize, you actually combine all the information together that you've reviewed to discover a new idea or a new point of view that is completely from you. And that is what you need to write, which can sound a little bit scary, but I promise you it's not. So let's go through an example now so you can see what I mean. First up, let's have a look at how not to write a literature review. So this is a summary. Researcher Taylor found that teens need at least 9 hours of sleep for optimal function. Lee conducted a study showing that most high schoolers get only 6 to 7 hours of sleep per night. Finally, Patel reported that late night screen time contributes to poor sleep quality in adolescents. We can see that that's a summary. Basically, it's one sentence from each paper or article that that person has read, and they've written a snapshot of what it is, what the information is in it. But it doesn't bring those three together to provide an opinion or a key point that is from the person writing it. So now let's have a look at how to write a literature review. So this is a synthesis of the same information. The topic of teenage sleep patterns reveals a complex web of behavioral and environmental factors. Taylor highlights a gap between needed and actual hours of sleep, with teens requiring approximately 9 hours for optimal health. A standard that Lee's study shows as not being met given the average sleep duration of 6 to 7 hours. Compounding the issue, Patel connects inadequate sleep to modern habits, specifically the use of screens before bedtime. Collectively, these studies suggest a need for interventions that address not just duration, but also the quality of sleep, considering the pervasive influence of technology on teens' nighttime routines. It's pretty obvious that that second option, the synthesis, is obviously longer than the summary. That makes sense because to synthesize the information, remembering you're having to put in your point of view, what the opinion is. Now we can clearly see in that paragraph what the point of that paragraph is. They're not only talking about how much sleep a teenager should get, but also the fact that there is a gap from what they should get to what they are getting, and then talking about possible causes of why that is and what needs to be looked at for the future. The easiest way to start your synthesis is for each paragraph to start with a statement sentence. So it's a bit like a topic sentence. It states exactly what the following paragraph will be about. That's great for two reasons. One, it will help the person reading your literature review and marking it understand what you're going to be talking about. It also makes it easier for you when you're writing it because you know exactly what your paragraph is going to be about and you don't bother talking about anything else. Just that one opinion or key piece of information or point of view that you've come to discover from reading the literature. So in many ways, when you're doing your literature review, it can be easier to plot out your body paragraph first in a series of bullet points of those key points that you want to make. And then you can make little notes to yourself of which literature you want to mention under each one, and then you can start writing it. But before you do, there is one way to guarantee writing your synthesis is easy and that you will get a great mark. To learn what that is, watch this video here.